Hi everyone. I am here with my girl Harley in the back today. I wanted to do a video that shares the difference between self-worth and self-esteem. So self-worth is a really important concept that we talk about a lot, but basically the meaning of self-worth, or why we focus on it, is it provides a very deep connection to ourselves. And it's about knowing and believing in our personal worth and as a human. And so when we think of our self-worth, this oftentimes encompasses our core beliefs. And our core beliefs are established based on feedback from other or the way that we internally feel about ourselves. And so when people have challenges, a lot of times they can have very negative core beliefs. I am a bad person. I am a liar. Why would I be honest? I'm unlovable. And so these can be really negative core beliefs. And if you are a person that identifies with those, then really working on improving your self-worth and how you view yourself becomes very important. Self-esteem is very different. It does include how we think and feel about ourselves as a person. However, our self-esteem oftentimes fluctuates and changes based off of our moods, how we're performing at work or at school. Within, a lot of athletes, their self-esteem will fluctuate based on performance, and also based on feedback from others. So our self-esteem is not usually consistent. It's always fluctuating. And it depends heavily on the external world, which can actually be quite dangerous if we are relying on feedback from others in order to feel good about ourselves. So I recently read that 50% of our self-esteem is actually determined early in life based off of our experiences with parents and caregivers. And then the other 50% actually starts to develop when we enter certain relationships, or even as we start to experience distress or trauma. And so it's really important to recognize that along the way of life and our timeline, if we're not focused on checking in with ourselves and maintaining self-worth, it's really risky. It can start to fade and become quite negative based on our experiences in the world. When people also have mental health or addiction issues or low self-worth, then one of the biggest challenges is they stop trusting in themselves. And so in my practice, I work with a lot of folks that have a really hard time finding their wisdom, trusting in themselves to make the decisions they need to make. And that becomes a really dark, complicated place to be for some. I also see a lot of people, when they have low self-worth, fall into people-pleasing modes. And these I find very dangerous as well, because people become so other-oriented that they don't know how they actually feel. And then they forget to empower themselves to make decisions and treat themselves in a healthy way. So a lot of times when I focus on the people pleaser aspect with some folks, they worry about abandonment. But I can say that, when you start to work on your self-worth, you stop relying on others to make you feel better, make decisions for you. The self-abandonment piece, the people-pleasing piece, it actually starts to naturally fade when you start to embrace and honor the validity of your own perspective. So I hope that helps, that knowledge helps a few folks, and that's all for today.